Yep. Everything happened just as Speaks with Gods foresaw. The Starborn are back, and with them are... Enough of your bleeding old hag. I already told you your speech offends me so. It makes me want to cut out your tongue. Dude, calm down, man. Caligos waves the woman away and turns his flinty gaze on Speaks with Gods. I'm sick and tired of aimlessly trudging through the woods. Old man, I'm a hunter, and without a quarry, I turn into quite the beast. Humbly covering his eyes, the priest nods slightly. Speaks with Gods is ready to conduct the ritual, O Starborn. The heart of the forest is calling out to me, so let this priest serve his gods, not in word, but in deed. You perform your psychic ritual on the cogitator. Interesting. It is done. This good-for-nothing psyker has finally proved himself useful. Winterscale looks around the settlement with a bored expression. I intend to have a good night's sleep and enjoy the local delicacies. One good thing about Quetzaltemur is that the fruit here is sweeter than Calixian honey, and more tender than the meat of a young grox. You should get some rest as well, Ignatius, and remember, it is better to go hunting when you are full of vigor, but slightly hungry. The hunger adds acuity, makes the kill more intoxicating, you know? Let me know when you're ready to depart, or if you decide to share a few stories, then come to the bonfire. It's not often that two rogue traders can indulge in confidences away from prying ears. Winterscale sardonically clicks his tongue and nonchalantly salutes you in farewell. Levels up. Nice. Increasing damage sounds good. Yeah, just more damage is fine. More crits. Sure. Probably not that important, but why not? More health isn't going to be a bad thing. Alright, I apparently haven't marked anything on you. I have no idea. You don't do any, like, direct attacks, really. Would be funny to give her a psychic awakening. But I guess not. Ignoring deflection isn't the worst thing. Bonus to stats is good. That one's good. We'll start there. I guess heroism is the only one we've marked out of everything here. That's fine. We're at a point where I've gotten all of the best abilities, so I'm just sort of looking for anything that's just okay. Ignores 4 of the enemy's deflection. That's pretty good. You're actually really close to getting that. It currently won't help you. Although if you get bonuses from an ally using an ability, completely ignoring deflection is not bad. Precise attack, what is that? I mean, it's one of your first tier archetype options, so I'm sure it's something that she's already got. Probably one that I use regularly. I don't know if we ever really get up to 6 or more exploits, though. I'll just take that. It'll be good soon, if it's not already. There we go. Good enough. So Caligos wants to chat around the campfire.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
They recommend that we rest here. I would like to talk to the leaders of this camp if I can spot them. Oh. Yeah, leads ahead is here. Where is your psyker? Is he still going to be up here? Yes. Speaks with gods. What's your deal? Speaks with gods welcomes you, Starborn. His violet eyes are reverently trained on you. How can Speaks with gods help you this time? Tell me about yourself, old man. Speaks with gods is the name of this humble servant of the forest, rivers, and mountains. For when the two-headed eagle god speaks, his servant listens and recounts the words to his tribe, and the tribe carries out his will. The old man closes his eyes, and his body sways to the rustling of the leaves and the babbling of the stream. The servant of dreams, nightmares, and reveries can see things that others cannot see, what has transpired and what is yet to be. Your appearance in the heart of the forest, and the priest falters for a moment, the consequences it bears for Quetzaltemer. What consequences of my coming to this world did you see in your visions? The Sky Herald stands at a crossroads. I see all of his choices and see none of them. But this servant knows one thing clearly. The Starborn must go to the Deadlands and destroy the one who should have been long dead. Suddenly the old man throws his head back. His body shudders and drops of blood burst from between his clenched teeth. The sunset rays will paint the head of the forest crimson in the dark if the darkness leaves it. And the two stars will part, then meet again. Crimson, crimson. The fading light can still be saved. The priest covers his face with his hands and breathes slowly, finally coming to his senses. Forgive this servant, Sky Herald. The waking dreams are often the most painful. Sunset rays will paint the heart of the forest crimson if the darkness leaves it. Two stars will part and meet again. Painting the heart of the forest crimson feels like blood, slaughter. So if the darkness leaves, the forest will be painted crimson. Which sounds bad. So we don't want the darkness to leave? That's strange. I can't see or hear anything from the other side, but I'll go ahead and say it since nobody else wants to. I don't like this one bit. So if the darkness leaves the forest, something bad will happen? I thought it was usually the other way around. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tell me about your tribe. We are the children of the Fiery Mother and the Pale Father, who look after us by day and guard us by night. The faithful servants of the two-headed eagle god, who shields our lands from misfortune with his wings. We are the ungone forest-dwelling children of the earth, and the guardians of the temple of Quetzaltemer, the first starborn to have ever set foot on the virgin soil of this land. Tell me about Leads Ahead. Leads Ahead is the half-sister of the servant of smoke, fire, and ash. She was the first to emerge from the mother's womb, and thus named the next ruler of the tribe. And this servant was the shield to fend off disasters from his ruler. Many years later, when the gift of the eagle god awakened inside this servant, Leads Ahead named her brother the priest of her tribe. Your way of speaking is strange, just like your sister's. The old man looks down embarrassed. Forgive the servants of Quetzaltemer for their speech, O Starborn. No matter how much the ancestors tried to pass the language of the gods on to their descendants, the tribe seldom uses it, for the gods only descend from the heavenly palace not more often than once in three life dwells. The lingo-cultural analysis of the target speech suggests that the expression 3 life dwells equals 150 standard Terran years. I have other questions. This servant knew you would say that. Did the ritual truly make the forest safe? The priest nods affirmatively. The spirits from the darkness brought the fire rain down on Quetzaltemer, killing many of the tribes who had cared for the forest young and ancient. This blasphemy enraged the guardian spirits, but as soon as this servant of the wind, rain, and sand soothed them with the ritual sacrifices and divine sorcery, the wrath gave way to mercy. Did you not foresee this in your visions? The dreams come and go, Sky Herald, of the faraway stars. Sometimes the servants of the gods can understand the mystical visions of the days of old or the future, but even speaks with gods cannot fully comprehend the divine design of the two-headed eagle god. Sometimes I'm blind even when I can see. Do you know that sorcery such as yours is punishable by death in the Imperium? I'm not going to say that. You're a good man even if you are an unsanctioned psyker. We have an unsanctioned psyker in our party right now. It's fine. The old man smacks his lips, pleased with the praise. Blessed is a life that serves the two-headed eagle god and his sky heralds. Tell me, how did you and Winterscale survive all this time? The Starborn who carries the seal of Quetzaltemer's descendant is strong in both body and will, as befits a god. This servant, like the rest of his entourage, had grown weak on just the 7th night. of our journey, but the Starborn continued to lead us fearlessly, pressing forward to seek out spirits from the darkness, even among the twisted paths, delivering the sky's judgment. The servants of grass, flowers, and trees regrets only the imminent death of the Starborn's companion, the one you call the Seneschal. His quarrel with the ironclad guardian and his words enraged the Starborn, and thus he slashed the unfortunate man's body up with his axe and threw the remains to the wild animals of the Quetzaltember for them to feast on. Quarrel with the ironclad guardian. So, do you mean that Winterscale killed his own seneschal? This servant saw everything with his own two eyes. The old man pauses in hesitation, then continues. It is not proper, perhaps, for a mere speck of dirt under the heels of a sky herald of the two-headed eagle god to muse upon the deed. However, this servant did sense, with his entire being, the rage that possessed the Starborn at that moment, and the ironclad guardian reveled in his god's wrath. Ironclad guardian, I suppose you mean Caligos Winterscale's arch-militant. Wharton the Grey seemed dangerous to me even on our first meeting, but our time together spent wandering through the forest cemented this notion. I think there's something wrong with Wharton, and that Wharton is somehow twisting the mind of Caligos. It's my current theory. I must take my leave. May the two-headed eagle god shelter you under his wing, O Sky Herald. Okay, we can talk to them as well. Let's talk to you. Leads ahead, though. You hear the Elder whisper some sort of prayer as you approach. Shelter your herd under your wing from the spirits from the darkness, O Eagle God. Dispel the darkness and show us the way on our arduous path, and bless your starborn scions. I have questions for you. This ruler has lived many Quetzaltember seasons for this moment. Please ask, Starborn. Tell me about Speaks with Gods. Speaks with Gods is the priest of this tribe and this ruler's half-brother. He listens to the force and calls to the earth, wards off punishing lashes of the skies, and speaks to the eagle god on behalf of our tribe. Before disappearing into the wandering forest, he told this ruler to prepare for your arrival. Okay, enough questions. This ruler wishes not to lose her tongue for wearying the Starborn. I'm not going to cut out your tongue. I'm not Caligos. May the eagle god shelter you under his wing, Starborn. Alright, Magos Gilena Zeta. Identification, greeting, regret, communicative function, error. Alright, mercenary. This mercenary already has a master. Yes. And you're the navigator. Ascassini greets you. Wharton? The master gave orders to be prepared. We're moving out soon. Wharton is prepared. Killing xenos is what Wharton loves to do. Yeah, a little too much, it seems. Alright, we've talked to everyone besides Caligos. What's your deal, man? A nice walk that, wasn't it, Ignatius? You must have helped us navigate the forest, living forest clutches, but don't let it go to your head. I would have managed by myself sooner or later. Winterscale chuckles and repeats, sooner or later. I have some questions to ask of you. One day, you too will grow sick of all the talking, and then you too will choose shooting xenos on a wild planet over endless intrigue. Cheerful notes ring in Caligos' voice. Fine, we have plenty of time, so be it. I will give you a private audience. If dear Corda knew how close-knit we had become, she would have surely branded us conspirators. Stop calling me new blood, let's discuss the Eldari problem. I have decided to oppose both the Lord Inquisitor and the Corda dynasty. Tell me about Quetzaltember. How did you survive in the forest all this time? I saw the corpse of your seneschal. That's a very good question. Tell me about Quetzaltember. Your inquiries are curious, to be sure. Quetzaltember is a planet with a rather dreary backstory. A long time ago, it supplied my great-grandfather with tons of succulent fruits and thousands of cargo containers filled with special building fibers processed from the local forests. The population all lived in large cities, a safe distance away from the tangled paths and trees, and then this quiet life was dashed by xenos raids. They burned down the cities and shackled our people, faster than our ships could help. In the end, the local governor ran away leaving the remaining people at the beast's mercy. And the people, in turn, fled the big cities that attracted the xenos. And that is how the forest the rabble feared became their salvation. The planet fell into decay. There was no one to populate the cities, and there was no one to extract resources. Quetzaltemur expected 3 new arcs filled with settlers to arrive from the Imperium, but in 500 years, not one of them has reached the Expanse. Do not turn your gaze to me, Alantok. It was not my kin who desolated this world. Yeah, it's definitely the Drakari. How did you survive in the forest all this time? The forests of Quetzaltemur are not like the jungles of Katachan, New Blood. The only thing that could kill you here is your own stupidity, or an unfortunate coincidence in the form of a stray xenos or a rare predator. Rainwater for breakfast, nutritious larvae for lunch, and fermented fruit in place of wine for supper. One could not wish for better hunting grounds. Caligos laughs, then falls silent, evidently unwilling to share the details. Huh. I have noticed that your people look utterly woebegone while you do not have a single scratch on you. That means that my people are weaklings, and I shall change that soon. As for me, I have been of stout constitution since the day I was born. At first, Caligos shrugs his shoulders indifferently, but after looking closer at his companions, he raises his brow in surprise. It seems that the rogue trader just realized the validity of your words. I saw the corpse of your seneschal at the forest camp. The old man was a weakling, and that is why he's dead. That's what happens when you can no longer fulfill your duty to your master. Wharton grins in contempt, his entire being expressing his disdain for the seneschal. Caligos carries himself with an air of indifference, but the sudden furrow on his forehead betrays his regret. Many fine warriors have perished on this hunt. Raise a toast to their name when you can. If you regret... We were told that you yourself were the one that killed him. Like, it wasn't his weakness or anything. You just murdered your seneschal. I hear you have decided to oppose both the Lord Inquisitor and the Court of Dynasty. A void kraken may eat them both for all I care. Winterscale makes a wry face and clenches his fists in anger, acting as if their war on heresy in the Expanse is just starting. Ha! I've been living it for decades, and I don't need an inquisitorial preacher, and I certainly don't need Incendia's goodwill. Stop calling me New Blood. Caligos laughs openly. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Wait around for a couple of decades, New Blood, and let others get used to you. It is not often that we have a fresh new rogue trader in our circle. Alright, let's discuss the Eldari problem. We're not going to go seeking the Eldari. Let's discuss the Eldari problem. You care about them that much, New Blood? Caligos bellows in disdain. Go ahead then. Try to convince me that the vile Xeno scum deserve the mercy of Caligos Winterscale, but remember, you only get one chance to try. Can I save first? The craft world perished at the hands of my dynasty. I wish to make amends for Theodore's mistakes. He's not going to care. Would you perhaps agree to sell those Xenos to me? Interesting. Interesting, the Winterscale I've heard of would have never thrown his protectorate to Corda so easily. Very good. If you were to agree, you would have a rogue trader and the head of a powerful dynasty in your debt. I don't want to owe him a favor. Everett Abdef made a promise that your dynasty would fulfill any request for me if I were to lead you out of the forest of Quetzaltemur. He's going to hate that. I am going to go with this fellowship. It's not 100%, but it's close. Please don't fail me, Cassia. Please. Winterscale I've heard of would never have thrown his protectorate to Corda so easily. Winterscale flinches as if from a blow, and doubt darkens his gaze. Testing the boundaries, are we, Ignatius? I like your boldness, but you shouldn't stick your head so far into the beast's throat. I shall consider your words, and that is all I shall promise. Alright, I just need a little more time. Winterscale's gaze dulls. The thrill of the hunt is an unfamiliar concept to you, I see. Didn't you say to rest here? I'm wanting to rest. Share stories around a campfire, like you said. Also, I don't want to go hunting the Eldari that I'm theoretically trying to protect. You know, that's part of it. It doesn't look like there's anything of interest to interact with, though. So... yeah. I think all we can do is, in fact,
won't tolerate weakness.
rest. Or it is to go on the hunt now. Yeah, I really don't like this. It would be much better if I could convince him to just go back to his ship, and then we resolve things here by ourselves. But bringing him along is going to add to the problem significantly. Oh, hey, bird. There was a bird that flew across the corner there. Are you finished with all your high society errands in this Grox pen, Ignatius? The force has calmed down, but now I'm starting to lose my patience. And I can't talk to my allies, because it'd be nice to talk to Iliad and find out what she wants me to do at this point. Like, how is best to proceed. Alright, it's time to go seeking Eldari. It's about time indeed, Ignatius. Caligos gives you a friendly pat on the shoulder and summons his retinue with a gesture. It may take a while to find their trail, but Warden here has a keen eye, and his sense of smell can rival any old dog. We will do just fine, especially with the forest being on our side now. Let's go and try not to fall behind. So bad. We did succeed on that check, so I'm hoping that makes him more willing to go back to his protectorate. Okay, we can't talk to any of you.
Follow my lead.
This is a new location. I guess let's open the door.
Did you hope to see an Azuriani fail?
No, I was hoping to see you succeed, as usual. Only 70%. You need to get your demolition skill up a little higher. Yes, you've taken a fresh injury. 2 more melta charges. Nice. Resonance grenades. Cloak of Mercy. Mimic fibers blend the coloration of the wearer into their surrounding, granting plus 10% dodge. Alright. Abelard. No, actually, Pascal. Can you heal Iliad?
I must. Thank you.
Let's get you a couple more medkits.
Knowledge is eternal.
No. Don't run off. So we can go up here, or we can go over here. Let's stay on the lower level first. So I feel like going upstairs is probably more of where I'm supposed to be going. Is there nothing further in here? We can't actually go in there at all? Okay, that is a wall. It just doesn't look like it, but it is in fact a wall. No other secrets to be spotted. Alright, this is definitely Eldari. Can we not walk up here? Okay. Alright. And Caligos has joined us, unfortunately. The stately Eldari warrior steps forward, calmly looking at the intruders. His armor and its adornments gleam in the sun, despite the traces of dried mud and caked-on blood. The Farseer instructed me to send you away, monkey. The smooth voice of the xenos sounds out of place in the rough wilderness of Quetzaltemar. However, I recently stopped meekly heeding their counsel, and besides, my sister is among you. I am curious to hear the outcast tidings. Oh. You are Iliad's brother. Interesting. Unless sister is just used as, like, not meaning like literal sister. Could be. Nocturne, welcome again. It's been a while. Vain rhetoric, a masterful display. Your temper, brother mine, you ought to quell. Bravado has no place within this play. Indeed, the merchant proved this all too well. This actor excellent, who did alight upon the stage, now will this piece complete, by choosing a finale apposite. Who shall survive, and who their doom shall meet? Nocturne of Oblivion's mournful horned mask avidly tracks your face. You're of the opinion that Nocturne of Oblivion's disposition towards you is better than that of his kin. Yeah, because we did everything he asked us to when we were in the Drukhari world. I do not know about you, Ignatius, but these Xenos bastards are giving me the creeps. Caligos shifts his excited gaze from the Eldari warrior to the solitaire and back. This one, in the motley, I want to kill him now. Warden the Grey bares his teeth in anticipation and clutches the hilt of his sword. Look around the Eldari camp. Nocturne of Oblivion, has certainly been a while. What are you doing here? I'm here to resolve the conflict peacefully. You invaded this world and I want to know why. Looks like I can kill 2 Groks with 1 bullet today. We have nothing to discuss. We've tracked down the prey. Caligos, it's time to have some fun. Dogmatic attack. You're guilty before this world and the Imperium. Time of your retribution is at hand. Let's look around the Eldari camp first. The Xenos have made their camp among the ruins of an ancient city of the Imperium. Only the alien growths of the Xenotech and the wreckage of the Eldari ship disturb the picture of centuries-old devastation and rebirth. Despite their affected ease, most of the Xenos are pushing themselves to their limit. They are exhausted, nervous, and frightened. Even if they hide it well, this may have eluded your companions, but not you. Nocturne of Oblivion, it has certainly been a while. What are you doing here? The solitaire bows theatrically. With embers glowing, cupped in my 2 hands, I bear them through the deluge to the hearth. Harlequin's metaphor implies he has been accompanying the surviving Eldari for a while now. It is not clear to you what hearth he is talking about, but perhaps he has managed to find them a new home. I'm here to resolve this conflict peacefully. The tapestry complex is peace, and one that many threads demand for warp and weft. For this design, 3 wills together spun. Its greed will sate in hands of weaver deft. The gruesome scars of past distrust bewailed, with compact subtle gauze shall now be veiled. Playing with your prey like a cat? Fine, new blood. You are still young. Just remember that patience is not my strong suit. I do not think we have anything to discuss either, monkey. The deeds of your kin have spoken louder than words. There is grief on the Xenos face. My home, my people. My home, my family, my people. My Krudarok, everything is gone because of you. Your brothers and sisters are exhausted and you are trapped, and I am the only person who can change that. Your ships are destroyed, Krudarok is lost, and so are the Farseers. You sacrificed everything to attack this world. Why? What are you talking about? I killed a homunculus in Kimura with my own hands. What if I were to say it was my predecessor who was to blame for Krudarok's demise? I don't want to point them at my ancestry. I'm not sure how this is relevant, killing the homunculus on Kimura with my own hands. But I'm going to say it just to see how it connects to all of this. What are you talking about? I killed the homunculus on Kimura with my own hands. And you believed you could dispose of him so easily? The minds of Monkey are dull and undiscerning indeed. Eldari throws up hands in irritation. That was only one of Tervantius's many bodies which he is capable of growing from a scrap of his own flesh. But his immortality has a limit. Resurrection requires reagents, equipment, energy. The Fleshmaster had those in abundance in Kimura, but now he's on the run and vulnerable, and while the homunculus has not yet returned to full strength, there's a chance to destroy him forever. Oh, so that's why he's here. Okay, we missed out. That option probably shouldn't have been available since before we asked some of these others. Because I'm sure if we ask this, he would say Tervantius is on this world. At least that's my guess. Your ships are destroyed, Kurok is lost, and so are the Farseers. You sacrificed everything to attack this world. Why? Warrior sighs tiredly. We did not attack this world, monkey. The last of Kurok's children assembled once more to scour the master of flesh Tervantius from the memory of this universe, the homunculus who abducted and tortured the Farseers from our craft world. We learned that he is hiding on this world, but something prevents our Farseers from discovering his lair, and so we were forced to act decisively. So that's the half-living, half-dead entity that we are supposed to kill. It's Tervantius. Master of Flesh from Camorra, he is here? Iliad ignores the veiled confession and inhales hungrily, doing her best to remain calm. We must destroy him. This is what we are here for, outcast. Stretch out your hand, grasp the spear of vengeance together with us, and plunge it into the dark heart of the architect of torment. You call purging an entire world a decisive action? Our Farseers, the ones we managed to save, could not name the exact location of the Master of Flesh. Even after our ships circled the world for a third time, something prevented them from seeing the truth, something powerful. We knew your patrols would soon discover our presence, and so we decided to do something else, to exterminate the homunculus along with the world he had chosen as his refuge. Yodari shrugs vaguely. The monkey are flooding the galaxy at the speed of a meteor shower, and this world will repopulate, eventually. Is a single world not worth eliminating a powerful enemy who threatens hundreds of such worlds, both yours and those of my kin? I mean, the Imperium has made that decision many times. That to remove a great evil, it's fine to sacrifice a ton of innocents. Even an entire world of innocents. And they haven't exterminatus this planet. Like, people will be able to resettle here later. But they also haven't yet taken out Tervantius. So, yeah. Winterscale meaningfully raises an eyebrow. And you still deem him worthy of conversation? Yeah. I understand exactly what's going on in this conversation. I'm sick and tired of xenos and rogue traders alike sorted out amongst yourself. Let's address Iliad. Iliad's gaze wanders from Caligos to the Solitaire, from the Solitaire to the Eldari warrior, and back again, an outcast among her kin and strangers alike, a sorrowful burden that not all can bear. Do you still think your kin are worth saving? Your kin had a valid reason to attack this world. I see no issue with sacrificing the lowborn if it helps a good cause. I'm curious of her take. Do you still think your kin are worth saving? I never doubted it, Elentak. To you, the deeds of my kin may appear cruel or even criminal, but spending enough time among the monkey granted me clarity of vision. Sometimes you treat your own kind even worse in pursuit of baser goals or personal gain. She's not wrong. Iliad proudly squares her shoulders. The homunculus is a threat to both our species, Elentak. You know well what his dark heart and perverted mind are capable of. Tervantius must be destroyed, and my kin have taken on the role of vengeful blade. Let's address the Eldari. The warrior stands motionless, only occasionally casting a worried glance at the Solitaire. Tell me about the homunculus. Where is he? I will not say a word until you let my kin depart from this world. The warrior squares his shoulders, but whether out of fatigue or to make his words more impactful, it is hard to say. You lost your world and are now depriving others of theirs out of vengeance. Why do you think you are different? Observe the camp. Observing is always good. A tense silence pervades the ruins. The stillness is disturbed only by the wind rustling its centuries-old canopy. Wait. There's certainly more that we can say. You lost your world and are now depriving others of theirs out of vengeance. Why do you think you are different? I mean, it's not necessarily vengeance. Vengeance is definitely a heavy part of it. But also, it's trying to eliminate a threat to everyone. Also, I didn't see this guy hiding back here. Is that... Okay. For a moment, I thought that was a psyker staff of some sort, and I'm like, is there a psyker back here? But no, that's just one of their rangers, hiding behind a pillar so we won't see him. You lost your world and are now depriving others of theirs out of vengeance. Why do you think you are different? How dare you compare a dragon to a lizard, starlight to the dim glow of a guttering candle. There's fury in the Eldari's eyes, as well as doubt. Make no mistake about your inferior species. A single child of Asurion is worth thousands of your kind. Well, that insulting us is not going to win you any favors. Let's be fair. Lay down your weapons and I promise to judge you fairly. You overstep, Ignatius. Quetzaltemur is my world and my domain, and I've already passed sentence on the Xenos bastards. Warrior brushes Caligos away like a bothersome fly. We are not seeking your justice, monkey. We are yearning for retribution. Yeah, I intend to give you that same retribution. I'm trying to get you off this world alive. Is there no avoiding the confrontation? We were reluctant to shed blood on this land to begin with. But your companion decided otherwise. He shot down our vessels, chased us into the woods, harried and hounded survivors. Yodai's eyes gleam in the sunlight. And I will finish what I started, Winterscale glares impatiently. However, should you turn back and leave the camp, and then do not impede our departure, I swear not a single monkey will come to harm on this planet, or any of your worlds. I do not believe a single word, Xenos. Alright, let's address Caligos. There's no trace of the bored Caligos from a few moments ago. The rogue trader is now closely studying the potential battlefield, his enemies, and the heads he intends to claim as trophies. I do not support the methods of the Xenos, but I understand their motives. Perhaps they can pay you compensation. Even if I wanted to pay you off, we lost the wealth of Kruderak along with the craft world itself. Bargain for my life with a monkey, I would rather go into the eternal night. That can be arranged, Xenos. Caligos chuckles nastily. The only compensation I accept is blood. Caligos, you cannot kill the Eldari. It's iconoclast, but I'm going to do it anyway. What? Why? Taken aback by your statement, Winterscale lowers his powerful axe for a moment. I need to know more about the homunculus. Look at yourself, Caligos. You are becoming a monster whose only desire is to kill. You no longer see profit beyond the thrill of the hunt. You and the Xenos can help one another. Persuasion, lie, whisper. I will kill them myself after I find out what I need to know. I don't mind this one. It's not 100%. I also don't necessarily... I like this one better. I don't mind that one. Look at yourself, Caligos. You are becoming a monster whose only desire is to kill. And I don't want to risk the 6% failure chance. Even though I think this statement is better, this one's fine. You're becoming a monster whose only desire is to kill. Stop tugging at my conscience, Ignatius. You sound vile, like the incendia from my nightmares come to life to ruin the mood. Caligos grimaces in frustration. Your words seem to not have angered him, but upset him. Throne take you, and all the misfortunes of the galaxy along with you. Winterscale gives you a clap on the shoulder. The expression on his face is mysterious and almost sad. I must confess that all this dismal talk has given me a migraine and made my old wounds ache. So you want to save these Xenos? Suit yourself. By my grace, I entrust you with the lives of the enemies of humanity. Have fun. We shall be heading back now. What kind of hunting is it when the prey does not even struggle in your grasp? I'm disappointed. Caligos flashes a provoking grin. And don't you think I'm going to forget about your words and promises, Ignatius? We shall revisit that later. Hewlett brushes a strand of fiery hair from her forehead and nods appreciatively. I know how difficult it is to go against the will of your kin, and yet I cannot hide my joy that we both lived through this moment and emerged with a tale to tell. After all the suffering that the monkey have inflicted upon the children of Kruderak, after all the punishment we have inflicted upon this world, my heart remains troubled, knowing that we have only tempered our grudges for a time and have parted without bloodshed today. However, I dare not complain, for my kin, the hour of triumph has arrived at last. Once the master of flesh is no more, we can go to the edge of this stellar expanse, away from the gaze of the monkey, and peacefully await the arrival of our kin from distant stars. What are you talking about, Sharian K? Iliad stares intently into the eyes of the Eldari warrior, but his gaze remains steady and calm. What kin from distant stars? Outcast Iliad, I have some good news for you. Our Farseers managed to contact the children of Craftworld Alayatok, and soon your fellow outcasts will visit the part of the galaxy that the monkey call the Expanse. They will take us away, give us a new home, and... Sharian K pauses, his gaze on you, wondering if he should continue. Is that what an adherent of the path of the warrior wishes to tell me? Were these words meant to comfort my heart? Iliad's words ring with contempt and desperation. Oh, Asurian, your children once again seek to appease their pride by sending their kin to monkey worlds, there to find nothing but blood and death. The Farseer's mistakes doomed Krudarok, Sharian K, and their excessive cruelty and thirst for vengeance almost doomed those of us who managed to survive against all odds in the void between foreign stars. You know it just as well as I do, but you continue to do their bidding. Oh, Sharian K, you could take the Webway Gate and go away from the dangers and tribulations of the Expanse, but you've chosen to stay here instead. You are dying. You are feuding with the Monkey. Have not the children of Asurian spilt enough blood? Is it not enough that we lost our home? Why do you wish to expose even more of your kin to mortal peril? Sharian K's iron will falters under Iliad's relentless pressure. It is too late to change anything. The deed is done. Their will carried out. The outcasts of Alayatok will come to the local stars, and we will leave with them, sister. I did not sign up for yet another war against the Xenos in the Expanse. Call off your kin. Are you saying there is another Eldari craft world heading for the Expanse? Iliad, are you going to leave me and escape with the rest of the outcasts? Iliad's kin's plan is insane. Convince them... your kin's plan is insane. Convince them to relent before it is too late. Are you saying there is another Eldari craft world heading for the Expanse? May Asurian save us from this woe. Sharian K folds his arms on his chest in a graceful gesture, but the horror is obvious on his face. No, I will not allow another world to perish at the hands of the Monkey, even if this means forsaking my soul. And I'm not going to reveal all the secrets of my kind to you, Mon Elentok. You may have helped us in our hour of need, but I trusted you at the outcast's behest. But I won't say this. The warriors of Alayatok are coming here, to your stars. This is an unalterable truth. I did not sign up for yet another war against the Xenos in the Expanse. Call off your kin. Our Farseers paid an insurmountable price to contact a craft world located billions of stars away from here. Many of them perished to give the rest of us a chance to be rescued, and I will not jeopardize the lives of those who yet remain. Really, your kin's plan is insane. Convince them to relent before it's too late. It will take the warriors of Alayatok many years to discover the Webway Gate capable of bringing their strike force to the Expanse. Perhaps you will be too old by then, and only on your deathbed will you hear the news. The children of Asurian have come to exact their vengeance. For some reason, your words bring a faint smile to Iliad's lips. Worry not, Elentok. It is my turn to rescue you and your people. Rescue me? How? I stood up for your kin, I guess, and guess what happened next? You think I require your protection? Rescue me? How? Like a forgotten shadow, the solitaire steps into the light and leans forward with interest, a spectator watching the culmination of an exciting performance. During my exile, I met many companions who temporarily joined me on my endless travels. Iliad closes her eyes. One such companion was a fellow outcast who had already completed many paths. It was he who told me about the ritual of unity, a great opportunity for one's spirit to reach out and touch the infinity circuit of the craft world known to the Farseers who perform it. Sharian K said that the Krudark Farseers had already contacted Alayatok. This means I can too. Did the darkness of space drive you mad during your exile, sister? Sharian K recoils from Iliad as if from a scorching flame. Even those who walk the path of the seer balk at joining souls with the ancestors inside the circuit. They are wise and know that the ritual is perilous to the spirit. Your chances of success are simply non-existent. You would die without achieving anything, and even if you did not die immediately, Ask yourself honestly, why should the ancestors listen to a simple outcast? As you said, Aliatok is a world of my fellow outcasts. They would not wish harm upon me, which gives wings to my hope. Look me in the eye, Shirainkei. Do you wish to end the suffering of our kin? I can see the answer in your heart. You must accept it and help me. Though Irliet's words are addressed to her kinsman, she is watching your reaction closely. Let your kin decide their own fate. You do not owe them anything. The Expanse has been through hard times of late. We do not need trouble with the Eldari, now or in the future. Are you so certain the Eldari are going to attack our worlds, or let Irliet handle it on our own? The Expanse has been through hard times of late. We do not need trouble with the Eldari, now or in the future. Unless the warriors of Aliatok arrive in this part of the galaxy, the sons and daughters of Kudarak will perish among the worlds of the Monkey. Is that the fate you wish for us? We will have to find another way. I understand that it is not easy for those who have lived all their lives sheltered within a craft world to accept that sometimes life leads us down different paths. For the path that you and the Farseers have chosen only leads to more pain. More pain? Did you manage to prevent the death of our kin and Moran on the Lilithon? The Arbanian told me everything that happened. Yeah, we tried to talk them into a peaceful solution and they refused. I object to this ritual if it means your life will be at stake. This is your life and your people, Irliet. I will stay by your side no matter what path you choose. Let her handle it on her own. If she thinks her chances are good enough, I'm not going to forbid it. This one feels more romantic than I would want it intended. I don't know how it's going to be taken. But yeah, I think working together has worked for us, and I intend to continue it. And I hope you don't die, but it is your choice to make. It's your life and your path, Irliet, and I will stay by your side no matter what path you choose. And I do appreciate Elentok. Irliet nods and underscores her words with the familiar gesture of gratitude. I've done all I can, Shirainkei. You know what you must do. Solitaire does not intervene, but shifts his gaze to Shirainkei, as if expecting to hear the last line of a play before the curtain falls. May Asurion forgive his children. Shirainkei sighs and gestures to a few of his warriors. Fetch the Farseers. Tell them the outcast wishes to perform the ritual. We will wait for them here. Ignatius, no Ignatius. Irliet is on her knees, clinging to the spirit stone like a lifeline with both her hands. Her eyes are dim, her breath is uneven, and her body is trembling. Rite has definitely gone Ari. Stop the Rite, can't you see she is suffering? Curse Xenos, what have you done? Rush in to help, wait and observe. Wait for the Rite to be completed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think stopping the Rite is correct, because if she fails, we end up with war. Blaming the Xenos, they might have intentionally done something, but I'm thinking not. We already knew this was a dangerous ritual. I mean, maybe they did, since they didn't want her to do this. Rushing in to help in any manner. Is there anything we can do? Because I know a lot of what we've gone through with her, like several of the conversations, etc., are all about like meditation. And so it's like the idea of rushing around doesn't fit in. But maybe if we wait and observe... I don't want to wait for the rite to be completed. We don't know if something will happen that we need to get involved in. Oh. I'm torn between rushing to help versus waiting and observing. There's pros and cons to both. Because I want to help. I just don't know if me rushing in is going to make things worse. She called out to me. I wish I had the line of exactly what she said. She was calling out my name, though. I'm going to rush in to help. Wait, if you change the rite, you could make everything even worse for Irliet. What is happening? The rite of bonding is dangerous, and the outcast knew the price. I do not know what she sees, hears, and feels, but there is one truth. The outcast soul is impure, and the Eliatok ancestors have noticed this. Most likely, the outcast will go through the rite of rebirth or perish. Man. Do we wait for it to be completed? Or do we stop it? Just don't know what the right answers are. Because I don't know what the rite of rebirth involves, but it's probably not good. Perishing is certainly not good. But he also says most likely. So it's possible that it will still play out like it's supposed to. But just standing around doing nothing and waiting for the ritual to finish feels bad at this point, when she specifically called out to us. If you won't help her, then I will do so myself. Stop the rite. Oh, do I want to do that? Or wait for it to be completed? Her soul is impure, and the ancestors notice this. She's having to go through the rite of rebirth. Most likely, the outcast will go through the rite of rebirth and perish. I'm gonna let it complete. Oh, I don't know. Several minutes pass before Irliet shudders and falls silent. Her arms hang limply at her sides. Her gaze is turned toward the sky, and on her trembling lips appears the shadow of a smile. Welcome back to our world, child. Do you remember what happened? Do you know what will be? Irliet slowly comes to awareness, turns her head and looks into your eyes. I spoke with them, monkey. Oh, her calling us monkey is probably not a great sign. Strange, subtle changes in her emerald eyes make your heart sink. Inexplicable anxiety crawls up your spine to whisper in your ear. Something is wrong. Something is missing. Clearly, I should have stopped it. Are you alright? You look different somehow. Irliet shrugs and looks surprised. I do not think it is so, monkey. I spoke with the souls of Eliatok's ancestors. I remember a bright glow and hundreds of observant gazes piercing my soul, and then I do not remember anything. I just woke up. You started calling me monkey again. Why? Because you are one of them, Irliet blinks, confused. Yes, my memory is slowly returning. For ones like you, we use the word Elentok. But you have called me Elentok ever since we first met. Irliet thinks for a moment. It is possible, but I remember little of that time, and of you, Elentok. Perhaps I lost some of my memories during the rite. Or your ancestors decided to relieve you of them. When you first came, I saw dark spots in your soul, diminishing its glow, but now your soul is crystal clear. What does this mean? Has Irliet forgotten everything we've been through together? I think many of her memories will eventually return, but something in her soul has irrevocably changed. Farseer said you underwent a rite of rebirth. Is that true? No, at least I do not remember anything like that. Did you manage to complete the rite? The Eldari warrior nods at your question. We are eager to know as well, sister. Asuryan was merciful toward you, as were our ancestors from Eliotok's Infinity Circuit. Tell us, what was their answer? I am tired of the Farseer's blindness and my kin's hatred, Shirainkei. All of the choices of our people led only to suffering and the loss of our loved ones. I no longer wish to be an accomplice to another's hatred and pay for the mistakes of those who were supposed to guide us towards the light but who led us into oblivion. Eliot glares at the nearby Farseers. I convinced my kin to divert the river of their anger. The ranks of outcasts will arrive in the Expanse unseen and unheard, but not for the sake of war. They will find and take away those who remain, the last sons and daughters of Krudarak, and then they will depart the Monkey Stars without a trace forever. The angry Farseers try to object, but Shirainkei gently interrupts them. Your brothers and sisters would not dare ask you for more, Irliet. I understand your choice, even if my spirit cannot fully accept it. Do you still hope to find the homunculus? I read you of Caligos and brought back Irliet. Do such acts not merit a reward? I would not be opposed to cooperating in the future. Do you still hope to find the homunculus? The Eldari produces an unknown xeno device. The Farseers could not divine where the Master of Flesh made his lair, for an unknown force is hiding him from the penetrative gaze of the Wise Ones. Children of Asuryan have never encountered anything like this before. Having circled the world several times and failed in our search, we ventured to unleash our pent-up fury on the planet in the hope that we would be graced with a fortunate accident. Alas, the fate of the Master of Flesh remains unchanged. The Farseers could feel the beating of his black heart, but were powerless to do anything. That was when our rangers began to deduce the coordinates of his lair based on the readings of the Wise Ones and the lands untouched by the fired weapons, and they would have succeeded had the monkey not attacked our fleet. The Eldari device thrums in a holographic projection of the world. With several marked coordinates appears in his palms. I will share the information I've gathered, for I hope that even a Master of Flesh will not be able to elude two pursuers at once. I would not be opposed to cooperating in the future. I do not think this is possible, Monkey. Our temporary alliance will run its course as soon as the ships of my kin leave the Expanse, for I hope never to return here. Then it is time to track down the homunculus. We will search this part of the world where the local star sets. You should go where the star awakens. Good hunting to you. I wonder what effect that's going to have on Irliet long term, having part of her memory of our adventures erased. Let's see. Let's finish exploring the local area. We have some goods here. And there's some goods down here. Dirt-covered box. You know, Stanzo, I miss the times when fire cultivators were only used for working in the fields. Back then I thought, by the throne damned that force. Can't take your eyes off it for a tick, or else it'd mess with production. But nowadays, damn force is the only thing that can defend people. Who'd have guessed? And we, this Silvarius, are the only ones who can pass through it. If we have our fire cultivator intact, that is. I did hear, though, that one of the astropaths managed to lead a group of 50 people through the brush, but nobody has heard from them since. The enemies of humanity got them, didn't they? Got me just halfway. I'm leading a new group, and the promethium in my cultivator is running out. Okay, we've fully explored this area. I don't see on the map the path out of here. Which strikes me as odd. Can I talk to any of you any further? My guess is no. Including Nocturne of Oblivion. He would be fun to talk to. I guess not. So how do I get out of here?
None shall
I guess
stand
we
in
came
my
in this
way.
way, so that's probably where we're supposed to go, yeah. Just wasn't showing up on the map. However, I think I'm going to end the stream here. It's run a little bit long, so next time we'll pick up from here, trying to stop the Tarantius. Yeah. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys then. Bye.